Welcome to Bare Lifestyle, the podcast where we speak up and speak out about all taboo topics to make them normal and acceptable. I'm your host, Simona Spark, a best-selling author, international speaker, transformational coach, and so many other things. Beyond anything else, I'm a woman who stopped following other people's rules and started creating my own. In this space, we are ready to get naked by stripping away insecurities and judgments and all kinds of limitations and reaching in for the essence of who we really are bare. Beautiful, authentic, real, and ever evolving. Please join the conversation by sharing with us your insights and your questions. You could email us directly to transformation@simonaspark.com, or you could DM us on Instagram at Simona Spark World. Thank you for joining me today. Let's begin. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome to Bare Lifestyle. I'm celebrating you and I'm celebrating myself and everyone who listens and watches. I'm celebrating with a blueberry tea. Cheers, cheers. What a beautiful day today is. And I want to talk with you about the inner world, the inner balance, the inner happiness, the inner work, right? As a coach, I'm in a space of doing the inner work, the transformation, the shifts of habits and beliefs and identity and such. And I have this revelation this morning in my yoga practice. For a while now, I try to do the tree pose, right? And it's always like it threw me off balance, and then I'm getting sweaty and my feet is sliding and all kind of things are happening, right? Or excuses. I was debating today, are those excuses? Are those elements of the environment, circumstances that I explain myself, why can I not hold that pose, and find my balance? So here's what I discovered today. I discovered that for me personally, in this particular instance, right, this morning, finding that balance, my physical balance, the balance of my body is rooted into my inner balance, into my inner stillness. I basically really focus on my internal turmoil. When I started the practice, I have all these thoughts and think that's happening to the day and kind of like making my schedule and all that. And until I got into a space through few movements to the beginning of my practice, into a state of like just calming myself down and kind of sort of meditative space where I was at peace and stillness inside. And then I just lift my hands and I hold that pose for, I think it was like 4 minutes or so. And I come out of it like very mind-blowing of a peace and relief, if you wish. So that's what inspired me for today's episode, to talk about this inner stillness, inner peace. I know we have quite a few conversations about the internal conversations that we are having with ourselves and how powerful they are, right? For those of you that just land here for the first time, I'm going to circle back to my perspective of how we reject compliments or how we do not resonate with things that could help us or things that could be inspiring for us. The reason we don't resonate with whatever's happening in the external world is because we don't have it internally. Now, pay attention to this. Look at your life and look at yourself and make a note of what is the conversation that you have with yourself. How do you see yourself? How do you talk with yourself? How do you treat yourself? Right? That's the internal conversation. That's your internal world that, frankly, you could not blame on anybody for it. It's your own doing. So if I'm here having a conversation with myself, putting myself down and talking trash about myself and all that, when somebody says something negative about me, guess what? I'm going to resonate with that. And it's not even on them, it's on me, because I'm already having that conversation, and all that's happening is they are joining a conversation that I'm already having with myself. Now, that's very powerful to acknowledge, because guess what? You could change the conversation. You could have a positive, empowering conversation with yourself. I cannot say it often enough, like, go and meet that person in a mirror every morning. Like for 2 minutes while you're brushing your teeth, just look at that person, looking into her eyes, and get to know her, who she is, what she wants, what she desires, what she changed, shift, and modify and adjust since last morning when you saw her in a mirror, right? Get to know her and then empower her, Start the day with a positive, empowering conversation. Self-love, I cannot stress enough. And of course, it's very hard to jump into a self-love if you don't have self-care. What is it that you do for yourself? How do you taking care of yourself? How do you taking care of your body? Have a daily movement practice, whatever that might be, a yoga, a gym, a running, whatever are you into, right? Are you mindful about what you put in your body? What are you eating? What are you drinking? Are you taking care of your body as far as moisturizing your skin or protecting it with the sunblock? Oh, so guilty of that. I'm barely now learning to put sunblock. I know it's been a problem for years for me. It took years for me to pick up that habit. And look, it's nobody to judge. Like, some things might be easier for you, some things might be harder, but this self-care is the foundation. It's what do we do in order to show ourselves that we care about ourselves? How do we express love to ourselves? So from self-care, we could go to the self-love. And then when we are really, really loving ourselves, the internal conversation is changing. The internal world is changing. So what that does, we are sitting into a different energy. We are sitting into energy of positivity and empowerment and inspiration, right? So what that does is gonna match with the same people in events. They're sitting in the same energy of positivity and inspiration and empowerment. It might be overused, the line, the transformation starts with you, or another one that I really like, transformation, it's an inside job. And, the list could go on and on, but pick up the one that resonates with you. Any change, absolutely any change that you want to create in your life or in your loved one's life, because let's admit it, where we are or we used to be, we want to change everybody around us. Why? So they align with us. Hard to do. Hard to do. The easiest way to do is to make that change between ourselves. I found the easiest way to open that door is through language. Words are easy to access, easier than new habits. And words have power because, they carrying energy. But here's the thing. They carry the energy of whatever that word means to you. Very important. So you could be inspired by people, inspirational, transformational speeches and such, books, podcasts. So what I want to invite you to do, as I always say, this copy paste formula that I apply in my business is like, take it, make it your own, and paste it into your life. Meaning, if I use a word that creates a feeling for you, a movement, an insight, an inspiration. But you don't necessarily want to use that word. Find your word, because that's all that matters. You find your words that have the meaning that you are looking for, and that's the energy that is created internally for yourself. So language, I found it to be the easiest way to start creating a change. Like, what are the words that we are using? And again, what are the words that we are using with ourselves? I'll let you in into a little thing. Like a few days ago, my kid brought something to me that I was not even aware of. He just said, "Mom, you say this a lot." And the thing that I was saying a lot, like I was telling a story and, stumbling some things. And I was talking about myself using an expression as like, "Lady, what's wrong with you?" And I make it funny, right? And I keep going into my story. And then he just stopped me. He's like, "Mom, you do realize that you say that a lot. And I know that my mother doesn't think that it's something wrong with her." I'm like, "No, I don't think that. I don't think it's anything wrong with anybody." And this is how easy it is. I'm like, "Oh, damn, yeah, I need to paying attention to this expression, because is, self-negative talk when I say that, like, what's wrong with you?" And even though that I say it into sarcastic way, and I just want to make it funny and entertaining, and that's it. We use a lot of negative words to make it entertaining, but the words carrying the energy, and the energy is shifting our internal world, and that's overall is the energy that we emit into the world. So let's just be mindful about the words that we are using. Surround ourselves with people that could always reflect back to us, because as I said before, we don't see all of our hidden spots. So sometimes it's taking a friend or a child or a coach to tell her, "Hey, pay attention to this part." So again, language is the easiest way as I always see it. But if you know another easy way to open a door to create a new habit, please let us know. And let other people, be inspired by your answer. As far as I know, so far in all these years that I put into my own inner work and transformation, and working with over 400 people in my coaching practice, I realized that habit is the hardest one to change. And I found language being the easiest first step into changing a habit. And I'm curious, what's the inner conversation that you have with yourself? How do you get to your inner stillness? How do you feel internally? These are questions that, of course, I would love to know the answer, and I would love if you put them in the comments for everyone to see and get inspired. But like always, the most important thing is to answer those questions to yourself, and don't be afraid to go deeper and really ask the why question behind it. Like, why do I think this? What let me believe this? When did I learn this, right? Because we learn the habits. We are not born with them. We learn them. We learn them from our parents, or we pick them up from people around us, or we learn them in school or from society, just name it, right? We learn, which is so powerful, because what that means that we have the capacity to learn any habit. Is it easy? No, it's not, but it's pretty damn simple. You pick up a habit, you find what is the easiest step for you to do it, like today, like so easy and so simple that is not gonna disturb anything in your life. It'll be like very easy to take that little step, and then you keep on going every day. It's about consistency, right? You take that little step, and then you take that little step, and you take the little step, and what's happening is your body, your whole psyche, it's calibrated to it little by little by little. And then as you go, you could take bigger step. Like, I am not doing jumping off the cliff and all those things, leaps and just name it. No, I'm the type of person that I like to put my toes in the water, and then I go to the ankles, and then I go to the knees, and I just let my body calibrate to the temperature, to the movement, to whatever it is. And it's exactly how I apply it in all area of my life. I don't just jump in. But if that doesn't work for you, again, do what works for you. The invitation is to pause, take a minute, tune in, and be honest with yourself. How am I feeling about myself? What's the conversation that I'm having with myself? Is it a loving one? Am I enjoying it? Or would I like to change something? And then decide what you want to change and take it from there. And if you want to explore this concept deeper, I'm happy to announce that I open free sessions. So open the description and find the link for booking a Bear Woman private session with me. I know it's called Bear Woman, but everyone is welcome. Everybody is invited. So if you want to have a conversation with me, and if you want to explore my coaching and how can I support it through whatever issue you want to bring to this conversation, go ahead and book a call. Absolutely free. There are 45 minutes. And I cannot wait to meet you. And I'll be honored to help you to shift, transform, elevate, adjust, whatever it is that you desire and whatever it is that you want to look at. That's all I have for today. Thank you so much for being here. Until next week, I wish you a bear lifestyle. Have a wonderful day and go ahead and be as beautiful as you are. Show up as authentic as you could be. Keep it real and allow yourself to evolve every day. Cheers. See you next week. Thank you for tuning in today. Please follow, rate, and review your favorite episode and share it with your friends. I would love to hear from you. What inspired you? What triggered you? And what interests you? For more bear experiences, please go to simonaspark.com/bear. And for a daily bear inspiration, please follow us on Instagram at Simona Spark World. I can't wait to have you back. Until then, be bear, beautiful, authentic, real, and ever evolving. Lots of love, my friend.